Hey, let's go. Hey, I told you guys, man. We're trying to start this thing back.
All right, I love it.
I told you guys, I said, yeah, we're going to this city. We have won in the last 3 years. I said, 2024, right? At this point, right? You done tied. You got to get one more, but you done tied, right? The game that you done won in 3 years, you done tied. You done won 3. You're 3-2, fellas. I'm telling you, even if they told me, oh, yeah, you should give me chills now. But I'm telling you guys, I told you guys, right? You guys will win more games in 1 year than you won in 3. I said it. Buy into the program, right? It was tough, like I tell you guys, right? It's tough, right? You got to come to school, you got to work out every single day. You got fear, you got fight, you got to do the right thing in school. You got all the stuff you got to do every single day. Let's go. But like I said again, I hope you're going to the locker room, right? And my 24, you're going to play up with you.
Again, could you say and spell your first and last name?
Tamari Moreland, Turmarian, last name Moreland, Moreland, Tamari Moreland.
It's nice to meet you. I heard great things about you and your achievements as a coach. By the way, you are also an alumni from Palm Beach Lakes, right?
Yes. I went here in 2001. Graduated in 2001.
All right. How did you feel at the start of the season after you received the job to coach Palm Beach Lakes football team?
It was one of those experiences that when you come from here, when you play ball here, when you my brother went here, so from the community, so when you get that kind of opportunity to come back to a school that you graduated from, and a lot of people in your family graduated from, it's like a once in a lifetime type of deal. So I was pleased and happy at the opportunity to come back at Palm Beach Lakes.
To close off this interview, I wanted to ask, what's one final advice you would give your graduating seniors?
Oh, my seniors, man. Well, we started the year out. The first day we met in February of 2023, we talked about restoring the pride, restoring the community, restoring the school pride, and just putting this thing on the right track. Those guys bought into what we talked about. Those guys coming off, I think winning 3 games in 3 years, and stuff like that. And so they came in with their pride. They came in with their restoring mentality. And those guys, they're gonna leave here and go off and do other things in their life. I just hope they take some of those principles that we instilled in them, and they can take that into their life. All of them probably gonna go off and play football in college. Some of them are. But they're gonna go into other areas of society and doing positive things, and I just hope they take what each one of our coaches kind of gave to those young men as they go off and do other things in life. And those guys come back, and I always look at coached a lot of football, did a lot of things. I played a lot of football, but it's always about how many weddings I get invited to. How many ceremonies I get invited to. These guys going to be police officers and firefighters and all kind of things. So it ain't all about always about the game of football. But I just hope those guys take those principles and they kind of go off and do things in life that's positive, and then that's the reward for me when those guys take what we kind of instilled in them and they come back and give us those invitations to those things I just mentioned.
4-6, doing much better than last year. What did you do to help them bring out their potential?
Well, what I looked at doing is that in itself, buying into what Coach Moreland had or wanted to impose or implement in regards to the season. I just stuck to the game plan of continuing echoing that message of where we are, where we're going, and we already know where we were. So with that being said, my job was just to keep hammering the message as to where we can and where we will be going in the future if we just stay the course. So again, just buying into the program, buying into what was being sold in regards to Coach's message, and the solid message is just restoring lakes. Restoring Lakes. Myself being a Lakes graduate, I know it's a prideful school. It was a great hire. So his philosophy and what he brought in, just answering that question is just that, just echoing and making sure we all saying the same thing and working and making sure the kids buy in and that they're hearing the same thing. If the kids hearing the same thing, no matter where it comes from, it's across the board. So there's no slip-ups, there's no mixed messages. Basically, as I indicated, it's just the same message. So that was my whole sole purpose: buy in, sell it, believe it, and exemplify it in regards to role model what he wants, Restoring Lake. So that was my role with being this year's coach.
What's one final advice would you give your graduating seniors?
What I would give the 2024 class, those young men, I would give them the point of you don't look like what you've gone through. We know that your freshman year to where you are now, we know that you're a lot better. Build on those things that have come, because you had your peaks and your valleys. You had your ups and your downs. It's okay to have those down moments. You know that's not where you want to be at anymore, so you know what it takes to stay up and be productive, be successful. So as young men moving forward in society, take those things that you were able to, you bought in, just like going out into the work world, buy into what is being sold, buy into whatever it may be, the model or whatever they're selling, and do your best, just bring your best, and it'll take off from there.
Homecoming night. Did you expect them to make 60 points, or was it just on the fly?
No, I think every game you go into the game with the mindset of scoring as many points as possible. Never expect 60 points. You know what I mean? So everywhere I've been, there's been some type of offensive explosion, and that's been everywhere I've been. So do I expect those kind of games to happen throughout my tenure at Palm Beach? I do. Did I think it'd happen year one that we scored 60 points in the game? I don't know about that. I think, late in the year, the last 5 or 6 games, we started to score. We started to put up some points. That game, I think we had less turnovers and things like that. Gave us the opportunity to score that many points. But there have been some games that we had some great offensive performances, but that 60-point game versus Wellington, everything just was clicking. Everything was clicking, and we pretty physical up front. We could run the ball when you're not able to stop the run, and some of the different schemes that we do in the run game. I think that can get to a point of it can get rolling. It can get rolling, and when it got rolling, and they couldn't adjust to some of the fronts and things that we were showing with tackle over and different tight end sets. I think when they wanted to adjust to those kind of things, and it kind of got up there. Kind of got up there with the 60 points.
Okay. Last year we went 0-10. Was it? Yeah, 0-10.
Mm-hmm.
Came off a bad year. This year we were close to positive 4-6. How did you were you expecting when you transferred to Lakes to make them better, or was it just the team itself?
Yeah, last year was that was tough. Again, I wasn't on that staff, but a lot of the players that was here, matter of fact, the entire team. So we have a bunch of transfers. Like some guys may have a bunch of transfers coming in their first year or something like that. We played with the same guys that was here the year before with the 0-10 team. I can say 99% of the team played last year and went through that entire season of 0-10. What makes it tough, or what makes it a little unknown, is because when you create that losing mentality, when you go 0-10, you get beat 80-something to nothing and 70-something to nothing or something like that, it creates a different kind of spirit into a player that when things go bad, you just kind of give up. You know what I mean? Or you're on a team that go 10-0, when things go bad, you just feel like, okay, we finally get ourselves up out of this, right? So that's the tricky part. But I think the way that we approach the off season, we started back in February. We go hard in the weight room, pushing the sled, all the kind of stuff that we do. I think doing that creates a different type of dog. Our off season, I know I'm here, but I've been around some places, and we have the toughest off season than any program in the county. Right? Some programs in the county like do 7-on-7, and some of them do other stuff. But we live in the weight room. We live out there on that sled. We live on that track running. We do all that kind of stuff like that, and it creates a different type of dog. And I thought by that kind of mentality that we was creating in the off season, that we'll be able to come in and turn around an 0-10 team to, really a play away from Royal Palm and Dwyer of being 6-4. So we came in year one and was able to do that. But the expectations is high for us as a coaching staff, and we create that mentality into the players. And I think that we believe that we was going to do that first year from 0-10 to where it's at now. Yeah.
Okay, so like you said, you guys should have been 6-4, but you started off great
Mm-hmm.
season. Where did it go downhill?
We had a tough stretch. We played a Pahokee team that I thought it was a top 5 team in this county. They got some guys over there, and they had a little Hartley, and they had an RJ who actually was here. Went to Pahokee. Those guys, and then we went into a Seminole Ridge team that was sound in what they was doing. I think that coach, his 3rd or 4th year in that program, he got that program rolling over there. They got a linebacker that's probably a 4 or 5 star backer. They're one of the top linebackers in the state. Then behind that one, played the Palm Beach Gardens team that was a senior-led team. They had a lot of guys over there that was 4 years in that program. Things is going to like Tyrone, 5th year over there as the head coach at Palm Beach Gardens, so they got their program stable. We just went that was a back-to-back. So we went through Pahokee, Seminole Ridge, then Palm Beach Gardens, and then we ran into Jupiter as well, who had a role in this year. I think Jupiter went 9-1. So that's that stretch that we went through in the middle of the year. So to say that, like I'm saying again, we started out pretty fast. I think we just had. I think that's kind of where we was as a personnel situation. That's where we was when we started out, and then we went through that patch that I just felt like it just had more horses on the other side than we had, and then we went through that patch, then we kind of got out of that patch and went into the Wellingtons and kind of got back on track again. So I just think that's kind of what it was. It was just scheduling. It was nothing outside of that. I just think they had more horses on the other side that we played against.
So you feel like the players on here were great, like they had the potential, just they went into more.
Right. Yeah, more. I just think like if those guys, if I'm here 4 years, that doesn't look like that. No matter who we play. Anybody on that schedule last year, I'm here 4 years, it don't look like that. But I think just, this being year one, you put their team on the wall, put our team on the wall without shoulder pads on, you could tell which side you feel should win the ball game. And but like I said again, we come in to change that. That when you put us on the wall now, we're gonna look just like the other team or even bigger. So we went through that patch that we just couldn't match up with the horses on the other side. You know what I mean? Like I said, when it came back down again, you seen a different game with Wellington. You seen a different game with Royal Palm. You see a different game with the Wire. Those are all teams that we could match up to at that particular time. You know what I mean? So that leads us to the next conversation of what we'll look like next year and stuff like that, because now we starting to look like what we should look like, as a 7A or upper tier type program.
Okay, 5 years from now, where do you see this program 5 years from now when you're coaching?
Be honest, just expectations are always high. In 5 years, we want to be a state champion. You know what I mean? Like I said again, year one, us coming in, it's just the stable, lay the foundation, that type of stuff. But you talking about 5 years from that, I mean that this freshman group went through an entire program. And by the time those guys are seniors and stuff like that, we want to be one of the top programs in the county. It's been almost a decade since a team from the county even won a state championship. I think the last team was doing, it's over a decade, last team doing it was the Wire in 2013. And being around, that's pain to even say that last team won was a Dwight team. So but that's the last team that did anything in the county. So you look at all the teams that we have in our county, we don't make it out of Broward and Dade. You know what I'm saying? And that's my mindset. I want to build a program to be able to go down to Broward and Dade and be at that level with those programs that's down there. We can't take a team down there. One of our best teams this year in 2023 was Carter Newton, and they went down in Sherman out and got drugged like 50-something to nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like it's tough, and that's one of our best teams here in the county. You know what I mean? So we don't have nobody to compare. I think Palm Central did the same thing. They go down to Monarch and get drugged, and that's one of our best teams down in the county. So my mindset when I came in, when I was at Central a long time ago. Our thought process was to build a team that can go down to Broward and Dade, not build a team that can run Palm Beach County. I think in my mindset and how we do things, it's easy to build a team to run Palm Beach County. I done did it before. It's very easy to do that. But it's tough to build a team to go down to Broward and Dade and win the state championship. It got to be tough because we haven't done it in over a decade here in Palm Beach County. And how it looks right now, who knows, Palm Beach kind of wide open right now. You know what I mean? Like you got a couple of teams that kind of got a stick here and there, but those teams senior led, and when those teams gone, now what you got now, and a lot of teams in our county is built on guys transferring to those schools. Like I said earlier, every kid that played on the team last year at Palm Beach Lakes played on this team with me. I didn't bring in a bunch of trainers. I'm doing it just based off kids in the hallway, and I think that's the best way to build a stable program. You know what I mean? Obviously, you can't control what kids, I'm a public school, so we can't control what kids transfer in, transfer out. But what you could do, you could build a solid program with the foundational kids here. And then I think that could be a blueprint or a foundation to build a team that can go down Broward and go down to Dade or go out into Orlando, go up in Orlando and in those kind of places and be, be kind of, immediate rock for rock. But right now, it's wide open in Palm Beach County.
Right.